So you have a dangerous fighter, you have a smart fighter.
Some of the tools that we're going to use, I'm going to keep hush-hush. I know it's going to put a monkey wrench in anything that they're going to try to do. It's really going to give them a lot of trouble. And like I said, without giving up too much.
We got to seek and destroy because he's not going to stand still and slug it out with Mike. And, he's going to run like a thief. Fighters get in there and they run around like a thief. The bottom line is Mike will seek and destroy.
My mentality is just what it's always been. I'm an annihilator.
Fucking look at that.
He's going to bring the pressure. I mean, what other way does he fight? He's going to bring the pressure. He's not going to try to outbox Roy.
Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
Roy has to be the matador, but, in this fight, like I said, Matador has a cape, but Roy has dynamite in his hands. Everybody talks about Mike's knockout power. Roy has more knockouts than Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike is not coming and putting pressure on a guy that can't hurt him as well. Roy's got multi-dimensions to be able to deal with Mike.
How's about now, sir?
Preparation's been very difficult. Staying focused is even harder. Kids, fighters you're training, you have everything going on around you. It's very difficult to focus, but you must somehow. And when you find a way to focus, you gotta learn how to find a way to stay focused. Because focusing is one thing, but staying focused is another. What better element to make me hold my focus than Mike Tyson?
Fighters getting in the ring, two champions, nobody's going to lay down, nobody's going to roll over, nobody's going to let the other person look better. Two fighters that are highly competitive, both of them have egos.
Everybody knows.
Both of them are going to prove that they are champions.
Roy Jones is pound for pound one of the all-time greats. He presents major trouble, major problems.
It's obvious I'm not a sucker and that I'm capable of doing really bad things to people if they upset me.
Roy beat Mike Tyson. When he beat John Ruiz, I knew then he could have beat any of the other heavyweights. They knew it.
It's astounding to me to see.
I'm looking at Roy training like he was training for Bud Taylor, Thomas Tate. I see that look again. Focus, moving well. I mean, we got a game plan.
It's just a trip getting your ass kicked.
Like somebody coming to take his title.
November 28th, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. Live, pay-per-view, baby. Watch it. Be there.
Well, we've graduated from the hard work, hitting the bag, doing the pad work. He's at one with Coach Raphael. It's all becoming second nature. This is the final stage in preparation towards building towards fight night.
It escalates. Somebody lands a punch, a snapping jab, somebody lands a punch with a little bit bad intention on it, all of a sudden it starts escalating, and next thing you know, you've got a phone fight happening.
It's going to be a lot more heated and a lot more substance.
And when you have a boxer like Roy Jones, you have to be prepared to sustain it from beginning to end.
I got Uncle Mike.
That's what we're going to do with Mike.
I'm back.
And Mike's going to have excellence that is going to bring the best out of both fighters. It's going to be a thrilling, exciting fight.
Well, Jim, both fighters look really well prepared for the fight. They came in, Tyson, I believe, at 220 and Roy at 210. They're about the same height, completely different styles with the way they fight. How do you see those styles and the time off, considering with both fighters, playing out tonight?
Well, Mike Tyson hasn't won a meaningful fight in a couple of decades, and he quit the last time he fought 15 years ago. And it's kind of hard to tell two guys who've participated at this level to go participate now in an exhibition when they've been thinking about each other, particularly Roy Jones Jr., for all these years, a shot at Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson lost 100 pounds to participate in this. So he's ready to fight, and I know it's an exhibition, but I don't think that they're going to be able to conform to the rules that the Athletic Commission has put forward here, because something just could slip.
Well, you don't play boxing, that's for sure. At the end of the day, it's a fight. But you can only see it if you order our pay-per-view, and you don't want to miss this night, so order now.
stage. Out of the king on the stage. Long live the king. Out of the king on the stage. Long live the king. Long live the king. My mentality is just what it's always been. The greatest fighter in the history of great fighting.
Your name right up, facing me.
I'm an annihilator.
Welcome, I'm Mario Lopez, and we're live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, and tonight is not like any night at the fight you've ever seen before. We have two legends, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., years after they hung up the gloves, squaring off in the ring for the first time in their careers. Tyson versus Jones is presented by Triller, the most culturally relevant app today with over 200 million downloads. Triller brings together the biggest names in music, social media, sports, and culture. Bottom line, TikTok is for kids, so go to the App Store right now and download Triller. Tonight is the double comeback fans have talked about for decades, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world taking on a 4-division champion in an 8-round exhibition. It's Iron Mike versus Captain Hook with pride on the line and a chance to add a new chapter to their legacies. But we have more than legends of the sweet science. We have some of the biggest stars in music. We've got YG, St. John, we got French Montana, we have Wiz Khalifa, we have Snoop Dogg, and to perform the national anthem, Neo. And it's all brought to you by Triller, Acorns, DraftKings, and Weed Maps. Every great fight has ringside commentators sharing their expertise and calling the action. With us tonight, our play-by-play boxing sportscaster, Mauro Ranallo, one of the all-time boxing greats, Sugar Ray Leonard, and UFC middleweight champion Israel Stylebender Adesanya.
Mario, thank you very much. Looking forward to being joined by the Dog Father, Snoop Dogg. And I know tonight's main event billed as an exhibition, but to paraphrase Snoop Dogg, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none when it comes to putting mitts on each other. And I am joined by the, well, modern-day warrior, a striker, the highest order UFC middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya. And Israel, there is a lot of Roy Jr. influence, it seems, in your style.
Yeah, 100%. Like what I said earlier about Roy being the guy who never fought by the textbook of boxing, and people shunned at the way he would throw lead hooks instead of throwing a jab. You know, he's a guy that influenced me with his flair, his finesse, his presence and flamboyance, you know, and not just him, Prince Nassim Ahmed, many who have come and gone, and I'm just trying to do the same thing in my own era.
What do you think he's going to be like tonight? I mean, 51 years old, been off almost 3 years, but he is Roy Jones Jr.
It's still Roy Jones. That's the thing. You almost forgot, but you might remember tonight because he has been active. You know, Mike has been out of the ring for 15 years. Roy, maybe 3 years was his last fight.